Guys, in today's video, we're going to be talking a little bit about Vayne. And man, this was a pretty decent Vayne gameplay. I mean, honestly, when I'm recording a Vayne gameplay, it's kind of either a hit or miss, man. I'll be honest with you. Either I'm going to get a really good Vayne game, or it's going to be really bad. I feel like it's very rare for me to have, medium average Vayne gameplay. Like, if I'm going to play Vayne, I'm either going to completely destroy the enemy team, or I'm gonna get completely destroyed. It goes either way, right? So in this gameplay, I mean, it was a pretty decent Vayne gameplay. Pretty glad about it. The one thing about Vayne is that, man, she is so much fun because of her unique kit, man. I mean, there's no ADC like her. I mean, the mobility she has is insane. I mean, she can stun people in the wall, she can go invisible. I mean, she basically has a little bit of everything. But of course, I mean, a champion that has a little bit of everything is obviously gonna have a weakness. And I mean, Vayne's weakness is so severe that it makes her unplayable. And her weakness is her laning phase slash damage output when it comes to the early to mid game. I mean, and the early to mid game are the most important parts of a Wild Rift ranked match, right? Usually a champion that turns on only in the late game is basically, I mean, it's not really meta, but you can get Vayne to spark up faster and become stronger once she gets a bunch of gold in the early game. And the way to do that is by just getting kills. But if you're gonna pick Vayne, guys, I highly recommend you to draft it in a correct matchup. And I'll tell you guys some good matchups to pick Vayne into. I recommend you to play Vayne into Kai'Sa. I feel like Vayne plays very good when it comes to going against a Kai'Sa. You could play Vayne kinda into Ezreal, but I don't really recommend it. It's basically a skill matchup. I mean, if you're a really good Vayne player and the Ezreal's like just decent, I mean, you should be fine. You could play Vayne into mainly you want to pick Vayne when it comes down to the tanks on the enemy team. I mean, if they have Garen, Malphite, Galio, things like that, and you just want to kill them that's when Vayne comes in, because Vayne has true damage off her skill 2, so that allows her to shred through supports and just tanks. Also, like Braum, I love okay, so this is what I just learned about, right? Is, man, Vayne Lulu is so good into Braum. So good into Braum and whatever ADC they have. And the reason for it is that it's very hard for Braum to get his passive on Vayne, and it's also easy for Vayne to poke Braum and the enemy ADC in the early game with Lulu, since Braum is pretty weak in the early game. So in this game, so basically, if I'm gonna pick Vayne, it's mainly gonna be into Braum, and I usually want to have a Lulu. So a little bit of tips in the early game laning phase, like you've been seeing, you're gonna constantly see Lulu burying me and then polymorphing me, and then that's when I roll in. And I mean, the roll is so effective in the early game, especially against a weak oh, this is interesting, this fight right here. I condemn Tristan on a wall. I have a little problem with Vayne is where I just tend not to ult early enough. But right here, I try to greed for that Braum kill. But I mean, I'm just kiting away, playing smart, playing safe. But yeah, I have a little issue with Vayne is where I just do not ult early enough, and it ends up costing my life so much, because I mean, it is a long cooldown. I mean, it's just as long as like basically a Kai'Sa ultimate. Right here, what I do is I push Lee Sin away, like I stun him into the wall right here, which was very smart by me. I do that almost every time when I am playing Vayne. I always look for the jungler, I hold the condemn for the jungler, and I just recall here because there's no reason for me to really dibble dabble into that, right? Because I'm low, I gotta kill. Might as well shop. I end up getting my power spike there. Oh, I had a voice crack. I ended up getting my power spike now because I have my Blade of the Rune King, and I turned level 7, which is pretty good because I get my skill 2 completely maxed out. And so when you're playing Vayne, you want to keep your range, and you just want to do as much damage as possible, right? You want to focus one person at a time. You know, you want to maybe roll in, use your skill 2, auto attack, auto attack, auto attack, roll into a position to where you can condemn someone into a wall. But man, I'm telling you guys, like, it is so hard to find a good place to condemn someone. Guys, right here I get completely outplayed. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about that, guys. I don't want to talk about that game. Like what happened there was, I mean, if you rewind it, I mean, Tristana just exploded me. And one key thing there was, I actually could have lived, but I just was not reacting fast enough. I held onto my flash, which was not a smart decision, but I don't know. I just wasn't thinking. But man, the power of Tristana's burst damage. After that death, I kind of was like, oh wow, this game's actually over, just like that. I mean, dude, you cannot underestimate a Tristana when she has ultimate. I mean, I've been making quite a bit of Tristana videos lately because I've just been having so much fun with her, and you'd expect me to know that Tristana can absolutely destroy me like that. But yeah, that was very interesting. As you can see, I'm a player that loves just playing aggressive no matter what. I get a beautiful condemn. I'm trying to find the kill onto Braum, but I end up seeing that they're like, I'm just destroying them. Like, look at that. Yeah, but that is one thing about me, that I just play aggressive no matter what. But ends up that their jungler is rotating, and I'm like, alright, I don't care. I'm gonna continuously keep chasing, and look at the kiting and the rolling coming out of me. Look at this, guys. Just perfect positioning. Boom, boom. Just from all of us. I mean, I don't get as many kills as I would have liked to, but I mean, 2 is not bad. Right here, I'm like, oh, we gotta run. We gotta run. Look at this. This Yasuo is hungry for me, and he just died. I mean, guys, do you think the enemy team is pinging that Yasuo for that death? I mean, jeez, that is so sad to see. But hey, that's how we came back, and basically, I just continuously played aggressive. I was bobbing and weaving that Braum. I mean, that Braum didn't know what hit him because he could not land anything onto me there. And that is the nice benefit of Vayne. The tumble, the skill 1, it's so great, especially if you learn how to get it down. Now, I mean, Vayne was a complicated champion, so if you guys do want to learn how to play like Vayne and how to combo her abilities and all that, I actually do recommend you just search up literally Vayne guide, and you could even watch a League of Legends videos, because those are where all the, you know, very smart Vayne players have made some guides on, and it can kind of give you the idea of how you want to play. But really, if you are going to play Vayne, because she is a fun player. Like, if you're going to play Vayne, you obviously do not really want to win the game. You just want to have fun. That's the way I see it. Like, I mean, you could lose the game, but as long as you have fun, it's a great time. So right here, I mean, wow, this gets scary. I mean, I'm still playing aggressive though. I clicked my ultimate, so I still am gonna keep chasing, and I end up clearing the vision off this dragon because it's like, man, we might as well do this dragon. We see Darius right here. Boom. I mean, he just instantly died, and it's like, alright, well, let's just clean these guys up. As you can see, I'm just fighting off the side. I end up tumbling in and using my boots active because it's like, dude, these guys are so low. And the Vayne's passive allows her to chase up to people. And it's like, oh my god, bro, just die. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, baby. Oh my god, so clean, bro. I'm telling you, Vayne is so much fun. Like I said, I mean, winning a Vayne game is always a plus, but she is such a fun champ, and she's so satisfying, just like Tristana. I feel like, man, I love playing champions that are super satisfying. I feel like I don't really like, sometimes like I get bored of playing Ezreal and Kai'Sa. even though that they're super meta, it's just they don't feel as satisfying, bro. I don't know what it is. I bet you guys also have those champs that are super satisfying to play. Vayne and Tristana feel very satisfying to me. Let me know in the comments down below what champs you guys feel are satisfying to play. But man, look at this. I just go right on this Yasuo. You know what's surprising is, man, I really just do not use my ultimate at all. And I feel like I just should be clicking it more. I'm just always scared. So right here, you see me, I'm clicking it right away. And I am just putting the wrath of Vayne on everyone right now. It's like, look at these guys. They're just trying to stay safe under their tower. I'm trying to come around it. But like, once you get fed on Vayne, guys, I mean, it's essentially a GG because you've basically got it into the late game. Vayne is one of the best late game ADCs. I mean, the best late game ADCs are Jinx, Ezreal, Vayne, and Tristana. Those are all the best late game ADC champs. But I feel like, I mean, Jinx, Tristana, Vayne are definitely the best though. The best late game carries I would want. I mean, look at this. I mean, I'm just shredding through them at this point. And since I'm getting Lulu buffed, I might as well just chase them in and use it to my advantage. This Yasuo, I mean, there's nothing that these guys can do at this point. I mean, we're just completely snowballing this game. I mean, if you're losing early, oh, okay, guys, watch this. I actually remember this. This was fun. I mean, I just come behind these guys. I'm getting kicked around, tossed around, flashing to reposition. Like, dude, use my ultimate sooner, man. I'm going in, trying to find a kill. But I get comboed by this Yasuo, which is super frustrating. So whatever. And everyone's just finessing my kills, man. It's like, come on. Boom, at least I secured the kill on Tristana. And the enemy team ends up surrendering. So, guys, I recommend you play some Vayne. She's very fun. Very strong if you're able to know how to use her mechanically and survive the early game. And you will succeed. So make sure to like and subscribe. We want to see more Wild Rift content just like this. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.